Hello there, fellow model makers, and welcome to the first part of our Tamiya 148 scale F-16 CJ Block 50 build. The F-16, a fighting Falcon, must be one of the most recognizable and popular modern day aircraft, and I felt it was high time we built one on the channel. The box art, as expected from Tamiya, is a nice painting of two aircraft in formation. We will be painting our aircraft in the color scheme indicated on the box. This aircraft was a part of the 5th Air Force stationed out of Misawa, Japan. Once complete, the fuselage will be 316 mm long and the model will have a wingspan of 197 mm. The side of the box shows the second of the 3 marking options for the plane. This one was stationed in Germany as part of the 52nd Fighter Wing. We also get to see the payload that comes with the kit. Sidewinders, AMRAAM and HARM missiles, along with an ECM pod and external fuel tanks. On the opposite side, we have the third marking option, which is the Tiger Meat version. Nice bright markings, beautiful looking aircraft. Now I wonder why I did not go with this option. Anyway, let's open the box. Right, we have the instructions here in black and white. There is some information about the F-16, and we have what appears to be fairly clear and detailed build instructions inside. In all, some 31 steps for the build. And here we have the painting instructions. Honestly, I think it's time Tamiya started doing these in color. A lot of other kit builders are doing it, perhaps it's time to keep up. Also, the color call out is for Tamiya spray paints, the AS series of paints, which I presume stands for aerosol can. I'm not sure that there are many kit builders who would want to sacrifice the range of effects one can achieve with an airbrush and go for an aerosol can. Maybe one could decant the can into an airbrush and go from there. But seriously, offering only an aerosol option for paint is no help, at least not for me. I guess some research will be required for color selection. Okay, let's see what else is inside the box. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bags of sprues. We have 2 canopy options here, one with a slight tint of yellow on it. Nice. And here are the decal sheets. Let's check out some of the parts. As expected from Tamiya, we have beautiful and crisp details on the parts. We have recessed panel lines and details that should take a wash nicely. And we also get these little metal rods that can be used to make the kit modular. That is, you can make separate sub-assemblies, paint them, and then just push them together using these tiny bars and some polycaps, which are also provided. The next bag has the sprues with the missiles and fuel tanks. Also, you can see the little bag with a tiny screwdriver and polycaps. And here is the pilot figure with 2 helmet options and parts of the ejection seat and cockpit. It's pointless opening every bag, so I will just share some pictures with you. But before that, let's check out the canopy, which appears to be very clear and does not seem to have any distortions. Very nice, but there is a huge seam line running straight down the top, which we will have to clean and polish. Right then, on with the build. Step 1. Cut and clean all cockpit parts. Let's glue them together. Right now, we need only build the tub. The ejection seat will come later. I start the paint job with a layer of flat black so that I can build some shadows in the cockpit. Now then, the interesting part. What colors to use on this kit? I went through the endless discussions online about what the correct colors were and got so confused that I went and bought every available shade of grey from Mr. Color. For the cockpit, I finally zeroed in on FS 536375 or Mr. Color 308. This is a light grey, and I will also be using this color as one of the 3 colors on the exterior, but more of that later. Right now, we have a cockpit tub to paint. Time now to hand paint the black panels. I use Citadel Abaddon Black for this. Once the black paint is dry, I dry brush some white on the panels to make the buttons and knobs pop up. And finally, very few buttons are painted with yellow and red just to give the cockpit some color and realism. Now I painted the features randomly, but you can easily use many of the excellent reference pictures available online and go for more accuracy. Now for the main landing gear well. I have cut and cleaned the parts and now glue them in place. Everything is given a coat of flat white. To paint the fan, I first give it a base of AK Extreme Metals burnt metal. I now spray aluminium but allow the burnt metal to show through. I like painting engine parts this way, as it gives the aluminium a deeper hue, which I think looks better than flat aluminium. I have now cut and cleaned the fuselage halves and paint the interior walls. The wheel well walls are painted white. The cockpit walls are painted with Mr. Color 308, which was used for the tub. And now glue in place the wheel well. The cockpit tub is now glued in. Before I glue in the top half of the front fuselage, I paint the exterior cockpit trim with black. It's better to paint this now rather than later when I would need to do a lot of masking. And finally, the fuselage is now glued together. Right then, fellow model makers, there is a long way to go on this build, but I think we have made a decent start. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe. Till next time, good luck and happy model making.